Hey guys, Kate here, and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while. I hope you all had a great Christmas and a great holiday. I sure did. If you've been following me around on social media, my family and I recently moved. We are no longer in Illinois area. We live in Texas now. So the last couple weeks have just been chaos because the joys of moving. We had a very short window to move because the people moving into our house wanted to close on the 18th. For the last couple weeks, we just haven't been able to think at all because it's just been like rush. And now that Christmas is over and like things are starting to calm down a bit, now we're kind of like refocusing our energy a bit, and we got a new place. I'm in a new room. I like it so far. I really like Texas so far. Finding things has been a little bit of a challenge just because, new area and everything, but I think the more that we drive around and find stuff, it'll get easier. But anyway, today I wanted to talk about something totally unrelated to moving and Christmas and kind of get away from everything that I just talked about. This is a video that I've been wanting to make for a while. I just couldn't sit down and like put it together. It's gonna be very unscripted because I don't really like doing scripts. I just want it to be like casual and just like me talking to you guys and stuff. So we're gonna talk about why I don't like talking about my tattoos. A lot of people think that when you get tattoos, it's saying that you want attention. Like you put this piece of artwork on your body, like you want people to see it, you want to draw attention to it. And to an extent, that's true because you're like expressing who you are and stuff. But there are things about like having very visible tattoos that really get annoying after a while, and I've had most of my tattoos for probably like 5-ish years maybe, since like early college years, so I've had mine for a while. But I want to talk about kind of like why it irritates me so much when people ask me about my tattoos. About 3 years ago, I made a video detailing each one of my tattoos and what they meant and where I got them and how much they cost and all that. I privated that video and a lot of people haven't seen it recently. My first ever tattoo is actually not visible anymore. It was a shark made out of symbols on a keyboard. This was something really special to me that I had gotten to match one of my friend's tattoos, and I designed it and we both got it done on the same arm years ago. Probably, I don't know, like 7 years ago. I don't really know what happened between us. I don't know why I decided to like get it filled in or whatever. So what happened was that was my very first tattoo. I was in a weird spot, like mentally. I don't know. I really don't know why I even touched that tattoo and wanted to get it covered up. So what happened was I got the shark filled in because it was just like made out of brackets. So I got it filled in to look like a silhouette of a great white shark, and I had like blue in the background behind it. And it looked really nice, and I wish I would have just stopped there. I should have just stopped. I don't think I have any pictures of my old tattoos on me. I might be able to dig up some and post them on Instagram or something. But I wish I would have stopped there, but I didn't. For some strange reason, I felt like I didn't want a shark on my arm when I died. I don't know why I didn't just stop, because right now, like, I'm missing having that tattoo, and I wish I would have just stopped. So what happened was, if you couldn't already guess, I got it covered up with this. This is actually 2 separate tattoos. They were at different times. So this is the main part of the cover up. The shark is in here. You can still see it in person, like if you look at it closely. Probably not on camera. But the shark is in here. I got this covered up. I designed this part. And then later on, this just came to like a point. And then this I added later on, which I wish I never would have done because it cost like $50 to do and it looks like crap. So don't judge. But anyway, it's supposed to be a cross. Like I designed some kind of like weird like plant tribal looking cross cover up on this arm. And this one is probably my weirdest looking tattoo, and I can't tell you how many times people ask me about it, and it's gotten to a point where I'm really tired of it. I am an artist, and I believe that art is subjective. You know, anyone who like looks at a piece of art, it doesn't have to mean anything, or it's not necessarily supposed to be one thing or mean something, one thing. It's just kind of what it means to you. So, like, when I first got this one, I was very scared to, like, expose it and let people see it because it's so black, it's so saturated, and it's very bold and, like, obvious, you know? But a lot of the time, people would mistake it for a squid. I guess, like, when I turn it upside down, it kind of looks like an octopus or something. I don't know. But I get people asking me all the time, like, what is that? You know, what is it supposed to be? Blah, blah, blah. And over time, I've just been like, it can mean whatever you want it to mean. Because art is subjective. Like, it doesn't matter. Whatever you want it to be, that's what it can be. But originally it was supposed to be a cross, and I was gonna use it as a way to, like, segue, you know, the fact that I'm a Christian and I'm a believer, but I didn't really, like, use it as that. I just kind of got tired of people asking me what it was. I really want to get this one removed, which I'll talk about in a second. But when you get something that is identifiable to people, and I'm not saying that you have to, but when you get something identifiable, like, people don't ask you as much, like, what is that? What is it supposed to be? You know, because it's identifiable. They know what it is. You don't have to explain it. Unless it's, like, really poorly made, then maybe. But my next tattoo is this one. This one was somewhat of another friendship tattoo, which, just side note here, I don't recommend ever getting friendship tattoos just because you never know what's gonna happen with that person. Things always happen. It's the same as, like, getting names tattooed on you. You shouldn't do it. Previous friend and I, we went to the same tattoo shop. I got all of these done except for, like, one of them at the same place. And we both got ichthyosis tattoos, which is what this is, the Jesus fish, some people call it, but it's an ichthyosis symbol. We both got ichthyosis symbols on our hands. She got hers on the thumb, and I got mine, like, behind the thumb, because I was like, ooh, on the thumb looks painful, I don't think I want to do that. So, hers ended up, like, not healing right, and she had to get it touched up, and it just would not heal right. And the guy was saying, like, well, it might be because it's on your hand, you know, you wash your hands a lot, you do this, you do that, you use your hands a lot. And that's probably, and some people just have different skin types too, so that might have been part of it, but it just never healed right, and she was really, like, disappointed with it. Mine healed pretty decent, and no one's really asked me about it, because it's pretty obvious, like, what it is. So moving on to the next one, you might have seen, this is a pixel heart tattoo that I got done right before I graduated, I think it was. It was like the semester before I graduated. At that time, I was really going through, like, a rough time time when I got most of these. I was still kind of in a dark place mentally when I got the Pixel Heart tattoo, and during that time I was a big fan of Markiplier's charity live streams. I had followed like every single one that he had done like 3 years in a row, and I was like donating and actively like participating in his charities live streams. And I wanted to get the Markiplier like Pixel Heart like from his charity stuff tattooed on my arm, and I chose the wrist because it's like, you know, there's like a vein there in the heart, and I don't know, it was kind of a spur of the moment thing. And the tattoo artist that I went to, he was like, I don't know if I'd get it in red, you know, because red doesn't like hold up over time and it bleeds a lot, and like, I mean the ink bleeds under the skin, not like, you know, you're gonna bleed out. That's not what I mean. And he was right, I should have listened to him, but I was like, it has to be red because Markiplier's like logo is red. Over time it's just like fallen out. There's a lot of ink fallout on this side. I don't know, like it doesn't mean as much to me now as it used to in that time. I don't get asked about that one a whole lot, which I enjoy because I'm so used to being asked about this one. But anyway, my fourth tattoo is on my leg, and it's the South Carolina palm tree and moon symbol, because I was born in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Technically, I'm not from there because we only lived there for like a year, but I was born there. So I got that tattooed. Plus, palm trees are just really pretty, so I got that tattooed. Which, that one is probably my favorite out of all my tattoos, just because very well done. It's exactly what I wanted. It's the right color and everything. And I went with one of my sisters to go get that one done. That's probably the only one that I'm going to keep. With that said, I'd like to talk about my cover-up that I've been planning for a very long time. Put a plan together to get all of the tattoos on my arm removed. I did find a place locally that does like a decent price per session to get them removed. I'm keeping the one on my leg of the palm tree, but all of the ones on my arm I'd like to get removed, especially this one. Another reason that I want to get them removed is because the quality of the work and like the line work and just, I don't know, it brings up a lot of bad memories for me. It was just a messy time. Like, I had a part-time job at the time, and I could barely afford to pay for these, so I had, like, I don't know, I talked the artist into, like, going cheaper for me, and he kind of did, like, a cheaper job, and I don't know, it's just, I'm not attached to any of these tattoos anymore. I wish I would have just stopped a long time ago. I think anytime you plan out a tattoo, you should at least think about it for at least like 3 years before you get it done, because now I'm getting them removed and it's like, well, I just wasted like $200, you know, getting all these done. Back to the cover up. So I would like to get all the ones on my arm removed, and then once I get them lightened enough, I found an amazing artist in the area that does realistic floral tattoos, and I would love to get just like a cover up over the lightened ones of hibiscus flowers, like all like blue and purple, and like just wrapping like around my arm. So it'd almost be like a quarter sleeve. The name of this artist is Kat Orozco. She is on Instagram if you want to check her out. I'll leave a link in the description. But she does amazing, amazing work, and I'm really excited to meet her at some point and get this cover up done. But like I said before, whenever you get a tattoo done, you should always think about it for as long as possible, because it's going to be on your body for the rest of your life. And I didn't really understand that. I heard people say it when I got these done, but I didn't really grasp it, I guess. And I was 19 at the time, which is older than I think most people are when they get their first tattoo, maybe. I feel like it's getting younger and younger. You really should, wait and really think about it. Don't get names tattooed, don't get matching tattoos. I forgot to mention, my friend and I, we didn't get matching tattoos like I did with the shark when I got the ichthyosis. We just got similar tattoos, they were the same symbol, but they were a different design. Hers was a Celtic purple design, and mine was, a tribal blue design. But still, I would stay away from friendship tattoos unless, you consider the friend family, honestly, because things happen, people fall out of friendships all the time. Just really think about it. There was a point in my life where I wanted giant angel wings on my back as a tattoo, and I'm so glad that I don't want that anymore, because I don't think my pain tolerance is high enough for me to get that. It's just stuff like that, you think oh, that'd make a cool tattoo, but do I really want to sit for a tattoo that long? I hope this video was at least a little bit interesting. I just get so irritated when people ask questions like, did that hurt? What is that? What's that supposed to be? What does that mean? If it was something identifiable, I feel like people would ask less. You see flowers, oh, it's flowers. It can mean something to you, but you know what it is. They're not going to ask you what it is. I'm also done designing my own tattoos because I learned something from all this. I learned that tattoo artists, yes, are artists themselves. Give them the chance to create a piece for you that is art. You know what I mean? I get frustrated at myself and other people when they're like, oh, yeah, I found this picture online and I really want to get it tattooed on me. That's fine, but, tattoo artists are artists. They're not just, somebody that can, copy an image onto you. That's fine, but let them create something nice for you that you're gonna, cherish for a long time. As an artist myself, I'm not a tattoo artist, but, just a regular artist, I get people asking me all the time to design a tattoo for them. And I'm like, no. Why don't you go yourself to a tattoo artist and ask the tattoo artist to make you a tattoo? It's not that crazy of a concept, but people, they think that, art is, easy and it's all the same. No. People have different styles, different medias. A tattoo machine is just a different form of media than regular art. But they have sketchbooks, they draw, they paint, they whatever. It's just the tool that they're using is different. However, everybody has their own style, and I feel like that's one of the mistakes that I made, is I assumed that you could go to any tattoo artist and say, hey, I want you to make a realistic design on me. And that artist might have never done realism before. So it's just, you have to do your research. You have to look at the artist's portfolio and pick an artist that aligns with what you are wanting and the style that you are wanting. For my flower cover-up that I'm wanting, I want it realistic. Photorealistic hibiscus flowers. Not every artist does realism. In fact, in my research, a lot of them in my area do not do realism. A lot of them do cartoony or kawaii, or they do traditional where it's hard lines and hard filled in, black and gray. They might only do black and gray. Some tattoo artists only do black and gray, or portraits or whatever. If you're wanting a portrait, you can't go to just any tattoo artist. You have to find somebody that does portraits. Otherwise, it's gonna look like crap no matter how much money you pay them. That reminds me, so I had someone from where I used to work, she was a coworker of mine. She came up to me and like during work, and I just so happened to have my sketchbook out and I was doodling, which anytime I have the sketchbook out, I have to be careful because when people see me, they're like, oh, that's so cool. Did you draw that? It's like, no, it just appeared in my sketchbook. What do you want? I know that sounds rude, but when you get asked that all the time as an artist, it gets very irritating because everybody says, oh, like, can you draw me something? No. You want to commission me and pay me money for my time and effort? Okay. But am I just going to draw you something? No. But anyway, sorry, little tangent there. But anyway, so she came up to me with my sketchbook out and she said, oh, I have an idea for a tattoo that I really, really want. I'll talk to you about it after work. And I was like, I didn't even say okay. I was just like, like, I was just like, oh no. So I waited till after work and she comes up to me and she's like, she shows me a picture of her mother. Okay. And I'm thinking, oh God, like she's gonna ask me to do a portrait. Yeah. But she shows me a picture of her mother and she's like, can you do me a portrait of my mother and like have, like the name underneath and this date and blah, blah, blah. And she never said at any point in the conversation that she was going to pay me for this, which if you've been around my channel for a while, you know that I mostly just do cartoons. I don't do realism, I don't do portraits, I don't even draw humans. I draw anthropomorphic animals primarily. Like, I'm a cartoonist. I don't draw realistic, I don't draw humans. And she had no idea about that. Just saw that I had a sketchbook and I was drawing in it. And I showed her some of the work that I had done already. Again, never said anything about paying me for my time or anything of that nature. So she's just like, yeah, can you like make me a portrait of my mom and like I want to get it tattooed eventually. And I was like, oh my God. I told her no. And she was like, but why? Like, I know you can do it. I'm like, girl, you don't know anything about me. Like, no. Like, no disrespect to her mom or anything like that. It's just, no. I don't do that style. And I don't like to draw things that are going to be tattooed on people. Like, that just makes me so nervous. And I was like, I'm sorry, but I really just don't feel comfortable, doing this. I know it means a lot to you, but I could recommend some tattoo artists for you to go to. And, I brought it up on my phone and I brought up like the tattoo place that I had gone to and some other artists that were local that did portraits. I'm like, go ask them because I'm not doing this. And she was just like, oh, come on, I know you can do it. Like, I wouldn't even do it for money. She didn't bring up that. She never offered to pay me for my time or commission me or whatever. But still, I was like, I just don't do that style. I stay away from it because if I get it done and it looks like crap and then she gets it tattooed, it's going to look like crap. And there was just too much on the line that I was like, no. And then it didn't end there. It didn't end there. This video is almost done, I promise. So another time she comes up to me, and this was like a couple months after that, and she goes, hey, I know you said no to the portrait, but I got this other one it's real simple. It's real simple. Could you do it for me, whenever you have time? Still nothing about payment, just can you draw this for me? And I was like, maybe. What is it? So she tells me that she wants like a mountain with like 3 letters on each peak or something like that. Super simple, really tiny tattoo. She's like, you could do it on a Post-it note, like it could be real small and whatnot. I did it for free. Like, I just doodled it, and I handed it to her, and she was like, oh, I love it, it's so pretty, and I'm gonna get it tattooed on me. And I don't mean any disrespect to the girl that asked me, but I'm just like... So anyway, I kept recommending, like, go to the tattoo artist, you know, and I guess, like, she took it, and she didn't ask me again after that, and I was like, okay, great. Just stuff like that. Like, people are like, can you make me a tattoo? I'm like, like, go to a tattoo artist. Thank you guys so much for listening to me and watching this video. I hope that you guys have a great 2020. It's just around the corner. I am planning on making some more videos coming up when I have the time. And I should have a lot of time now because I'm unemployed. So thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.